Hey Facebook, it's been a very long time since I've gone live and I really want to show up and do more live videos because I really have a lot to talk about. Recently, well, in the past couple of months, I've been doing these Tuesday tips, which are bite-sized videos about 1 minute long, and there's really a lot to say that you can't say in a single minute. So I decided to go live and leave up the Tuesday tips on Instagram if you just want some bite-sized snippets of stuff. But really, I wanted to come to you today to talk about business strategy. So as I like to say, strategy over systems. And here's kind of what spurred this discussion. A while ago, I was talking to a peer of mine, actually my accountability partner, and she is working, or she was going to work with a gentleman who had a business and it wasn't growing as much as he wanted it to. He had all these ideas. He had a set way of thinking in mind, and he just wanted to jump into the implementation. He wanted to hire her for something that, she was overqualified to do, and he didn't really look at the bigger picture of what she could provide. And that's actually kind of like a mistake I see a lot of people make. They just want to jump into an investment or even buy something or work with a service professional without having kind of like the goal in mind as to why they're doing it, and to actually be patient with the process and have it go a little slower than they thought. So I'll give you an example. I work on a lot of websites, and a website is not just like a brochure where you just copy and paste the thing, but it is an important marketing tool. So sometimes what happens is I get asked a lot of questions like, how long does a website take? And I usually say about 8 to 10 weeks. If that's a very long time, we can speed that up, but there's a lot of planning involved. There's a lot of there's a lot that goes into it. So, I really care about your business, and what I do is I ask a lot of questions. I ask who your ideal client is, what your services are, what do you want to have them do when they first go to your page, and I also ask about your business strategy. After somebody signs up, what is next, what is next? So I do all of that because I just don't believe in putting something together, having something, and then having no plan for it, because I believe that you've wasted your money. And I see this a lot. You may hear my cat Grayson. He is meowing. Actually, no, that's Kenzo. Sorry, that's the little black one. If he comes over, I'll introduce you. But as I was saying, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into the planning part of it. And if you're working with a service provider and they tell you to slow down a little bit, that is because it's part of the process and it's leading to something bigger. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about kind of how I plan things. So even though I do work in technology, I work on a screen, I do a lot of stuff in front of the computer, I actually don't like to start on the computer. I actually like to start with a notebook. So you see it has no lines, it has nothing here. So I just write on it, and I don't like to be constrained. I like to just, hey, Glenda, how are you? Yeah, so I like to just write and just get my thoughts out on paper and then kind of revise it again. So I have kind of a process or a flow chart from start to finish. Okay, well, here's where I ultimately want to get up and ultimately want to end up. And then I just kind of work backwards from there. Okay, step by step. Okay, well, to get to this goal, I need to do this, and then I need to do that, and then I need to do that. So I kind of write it out first before I even start anything, before I even type that email or make that series or make that lead magnet or even buy a piece of software. Hey, I do that, and it saves me a lot of time and effort, and it actually puts me at ease because there's so much that distracts you. There's so many things. Even if you scroll through Facebook, they know you're an entrepreneur, so they're going to keep throwing these sponsored things at you, and it's just like, oh my God, I am so overwhelmed. When you go like just searching Google or any other thing, they're going to keep throwing the same thing at you. Even if you sign up for somebody's newsletter or downloadable, they're going to keep telling you about things that they've launched. And planning it out really helps you to avoid shiny object syndrome. So, it kind of keeps you focused, and I suffer from it too. I actually just save that post. I guess I'll come back to it later, and I never usually come back to it because I always forget about it. So, it kind of prevents you from doing things that you don't need to be doing, and it really keeps you on focus. Of course, there's always room for improvement. So as I speak to you, I speak to myself as well. but I just wanted to kind of jump in on the live and kind of talk about it. Um, yeah, so that was the conversation that I had with my accountability partner. She is fabulous. Her name is Desi Wenzel. Hey, Desi, shout out if you're watching this later. Hey, Desi, I was just talking about you. I just mentioned you. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I lost my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, I was just talking about planning over implementation right away, so strategy over systems. And I was talking about just how I do it. So I do it on paper. So long story short, just write it out, just be patient with the process. If it goes a lot slower than you want, it's okay because, you know, planning, well, it's better to plan once than do twice. I forgot the exact quote. There's a bunch of cliches out there that will that what yeah, there's a bunch of cliches out there that I just can't remember off the top of my head. And my cat is going in the closets now, so please forgive me if I'm a little disjointed right now. That's the power of going live. But what I do want to close with is this. I'm a good planner. I think that is one of my strengths. I love to do it. I love to just implement and map things out so that you know, we know where we're going. So I always like to know, where am I going? Why am I doing this? What's the point of this? And I now implemented or just launched 3 different services that can do this for you. So service number 1 is your email marketing. So if you're not using email yet, it is something that you should use. Even if your list is teeny tiny, that doesn't matter. If you have people that have given you permission to contact them, then what you want to do is email them, keep in touch. And the easiest thing to do is set up an autoresponder series. I like to call it a welcome series. It's just a series of 4 to 5 different emails that okay, the toxin Glenda. It's a series of 4 to 5 emails that somebody automatically gets when they sign up to your mailing list. So you no longer have to just email people out of Gmail, which I've seen. You know, you don't have to just collect them and not know what to do with them. You can engage with them automatically. And I do set this up for you, and we do strategize around that. So no 2 series are going to look the same. It really depends on your business and depends on your audience, depends on what you're giving away. You know, if you're doing list building for an event or a webinar or a course, your autoresponder series is going to look very different than somebody else's. So that's the power of planning. You just don't want to just go into it. The next thing I do is event marketing. So if you have an event coming up, what I can do is I can help you market that, and we kind of have a launch strategy for that. So, you know, it involves marketing on social media. If you have an email list, we'll do that too. We'll do a series of follow-ups. And the cool thing about it is I can also build the landing page. The landing page is where all the magic happens, because you have opportunities to see who went to that landing page, and then you can retarget them and stay top of mind. Because not everybody who sees your event is going to jump on it right away. And even if they do, even if they put it in their calendar, and even if they paid for it, it doesn't mean that they're actually going to show up, because, you know, life just doesn't work that way. People are busy. So we want to make sure that you are always top of mind. So that is the goal of the event marketing package. And lastly is the online course. So if you're looking to do an online course, I strategize around that. We can go over the modules, we can go over the assignments, but more importantly, we go over the why. So why are you doing this? Who do you want to reach out to? Who do you want to affect? You know, what's the next step once they sign up for this course, once they complete it? Things like that, questions that I kind of ask that you may not know the answer to, but it's okay, we get through it. And that package really entails setting up the service, setting up the landing page for it, you know, just really thinking about upsells and cross sells and how we can get those people to the next step once your course is live. And then also what we can also do is tweak and test your course. So if something's not working, or if you're getting some funky feedback, or if things are just perfect and you want to just get more people in, or you want to charge a higher rate, we can also do that as well. So those are some of the things that planning really helps out with, because you just save so much time, and in the process you can kind of get the bigger picture and see what's possible. And I would love to partner with you on that. So if you want to talk to me, if anything resonated with you, my email address is kim@foolishlycreative.com. That is the easiest way to get in contact with me. I will respond to you right away. I am so sorry for my cat's noise. They're very annoying, but life happens. That's what it is. All right, until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.